Pavy Daily Takes back again. I'm in Chicago this time at my dad's house, but the work never stops. To all you guys out there, if you're in Chicago, make sure you guys come out to the Pavers Volume 2 release party tomorrow. Release party merch launch. Putting out a t-shirt in collaboration with the brand The Pillars. Shout out my homie Mike. Shout out my homie Rob. The whole Pillars team. Appreciate all you guys. Today I got some sad news. I went to sleep late last night. I think I was watching on NBA TV. It was Pacers Hornets from '92. Reggie Miller's like career high. I think I stayed up and watched like a quarter of it. I'm like, yo, I'm way too tired to watch this full game, but I watched like a quarter of it. Went to sleep. I think the first time I woke up, it was about like 9 or 10 p.m. Not 10 p.m. 10 a.m. Chicago time. So that's like 8 a.m. LA time. I see a report that said Boogie injured his knee. I'm like, oh, okay, it's fine. He probably like, tweaked something. He probably, sprained something. He's fine. He'll be all right. I wake back up again. I see Boogie has a torn ACL. I'm like, come on, G. Come the fuck on, dog. First of all, prayers up to DeMarcus Cousins. It really, really sucks for Boogie. That's what basically two very serious injuries, and one injury that was, I think, more severe than what he made it out to be in a 18-month time period. Especially for a guy who, searching for a contract, actually gave up $20 million with New Orleans to go to the Warriors, thinking that it would be, a power play, and gets hurt again. Has to sign a minimum deal, loses weight, gets in shape, looking like he's ready to, come out and have a huge impact on the Lakers this season. Tears his ACL in an off-season workout. It's unfortunate. It's sad. At this point, you gotta wonder if really he's ever gonna play again. Well, he might play again, but the thing about Boogie is he at this point you might want to just take like a year or two off, get 100% right, and then come back and try to play. I think a lot of the issue with Boogie was that like he just didn't take enough time off, really. I think that the Achilles he probably came back too fast from. I think he came back in January. That was like 11 months. I think he probably should have took a full year off for the Achilles. Then with the quad, he definitely didn't take enough time off. I think he took, 6 weeks off? There's no way after that quad injury that you were ready to play within 6 weeks. No way. You can even tell in the finals, he gave it his all. He looked about as good as you could possibly look for somebody off that injury, but you could tell that he wasn't healthy. Like, that wasn't Boogie. That wasn't the best representation of Boogie. And then now with the ACL, I think that, all of this can be kind of a byproduct of, not, everything in the body is connected to each other. Even I was watching Victor Oladipo's vlog last night on YouTube. Shout out Victor. Because I just want to see if he was running yet, if he was jumping, if he was doing things like that. Because I was watching NBA TV again. Had Bulls Pacers from earlier last season on. And I was watching Victor I don't know if he's going to be able to do all those things that he was doing in his game with the same amount of quickness and speed that he was doing it at when he comes back. So I just want to see if he was at least just running and jumping and doing those things yet. He looked good. But where the scar was, he tore his quad. Obviously, it's a different quad injury than what Boogie had. I think Boogie tore one of the muscles that were on the side of the quad. I think if you reach down and you extend your knee out, there's a really thick band that kind of connects your thigh to your knee. I think Oladipo tore that, which is why he was out and done for the season and couldn't walk off the court. But his scar was right over the knee, so I say that to say that everything in the body connects. So you blew out your quad, and then next you blow out your ACL. I don't know if that's on the same knee. We don't know yet. I don't know what knee it's on yet. But if he did blow out his ACL, that could be some effects from the quad, or even some effects from the Achilles, which I don't think, the Achilles seemed healthy, but you blew out your quad, so that leads me to believe that maybe you were compensating on one leg because the other leg wasn't healthy, and now you might be compensating on this leg because the other leg isn't healthy, and who knows. So it sucks for the leg. Well, it sucks for Boogie first of all, first and foremost. Prayers to Boogie. Hopefully he comes back and gets right, but it sucks for the Lakers, man. Like, Boogie was a huge reason as to why I thought this Lakers team was so good. Boogie is a guy that I thought, like, at the very worst, could come out here and give you, 14 and 10 off the bench. So it looks like obviously that's not the case. And now you got to wonder about replacements for Boogie, because you're looking at it. AD doesn't want to play center. He's not a center. He's clearly a power forward. Now you pretty much have one center on the roster, and that's JaVale McGee. You need a backup. You're probably not going to get anybody with the scoring ability that Boogie had, but you still need a backup. Luckily, there's still a couple quality names out there. I'm looking at the list. I'm trying to scorenba.com, see available centers. Man, I mean, there's Bogut. Bogut's not on the team yet. Kenneth Faried actually still isn't on the team, which shocked me. I thought that the Rockets would sign Kenneth Faried back, but Faried still isn't on the team yet. Amir Johnson. Mozgov's still out there. Joakim Noah. Nene is still out there. Tyler Zeller is still out there. So there's a couple names, that guys are still out there. I mean, I think that honestly, at this point, maybe the best replacements are maybe Nene, if he still wants to play. He's 37 years old, though. Joakim Noah. Dwight Howard is actually he's with Memphis right now. I would have said Dwight would be a name. I still think Dwight is a name that, the Lakers should look at, but he's on Memphis. I don't know if, Memphis is trying to get assets for everybody. So I don't think that they'll just give him up for nothing. And the Lakers pretty much don't have any picks since they traded pretty much everything for Anthony Davis. So there's that. But I mean, luckily there's still a couple options out there for them to get. I don't know if they're going to cut DeMarcus or if they can get some type of player hardship thing for DeMarcus. Hopefully he's taken care of monetarily wise, but hopefully they can get some type of player hardship thing, or maybe they waive him. I don't know. I'm not sure. But Faried's still out there. He's a guy. He's only 30 years old. I mean, honestly, when he played last year with the Rockets, I don't know why he didn't play in the playoffs more. But when he did play last year, I mean, he looked great. Especially, he kind of came in when that stretch when Capella was down. He came in and kind of stabilized things at that center position, gave them another lob threat that they could rely upon last year. So I think Faried would be a guy you got to look at. Joakim Noah, he's another name. I think that with the Grizzlies, he played pretty well last year. I think that maybe Noah just needed like a year off to get his body right, get himself back, and come back re-energized. Because I mean, look, Tia tried to damn near kill that man. So when he went to New York, he took that $73 million deal, which everybody gave Phil Jackson hell for. But I think Noah could have got that deal somewhere else. And I don't necessarily think anybody knew Noah was as beat up as Noah actually turned out to be when he got to New York. Greg Monroe is out there as well, who's still only 29 years old, which is crazy that Greg Monroe is only 29 years old. You would think that he's so much older than that, but he's not. Again, Mozgov is still out there. So luckily there's still some names out there for, the Lakers. Like, all isn't lost, but none of those names are Boogie. And I think that that's what hurts so bad. Even if you look at the matchup against the Clippers, I think the one place that they had the clear advantage was down low. When you can insert AD and you can insert Boogie into the game. I didn't think the Clippers had an answer for that. I didn't really think any team in the league had an answer for being able to insert Boogie and being able to insert AD down low. And now one of those guys is gone. Now it's just Anthony Davis. And Anthony Davis still isn't, again, he's not as much of a low post player as Boogie. You know, he doesn't have the weight Boogie has. He isn't, you know, he's a force, but he's not like the big body that Boogie is down low. So it's a super, super unfortunate injury. I mean, you gotta even think like you can run offense through Boogie. Boogie's also one of the best passing big men in the league, so you can't even do that anymore. Which sucks, you know, and that really, like, I think losing Boogie takes at least 5 wins away from the Lakers, I think. It'll probably raise Anthony Davis's or LeBron's MVP chances, honestly, because, especially AD's, because, like, you won't have that body, you know, next to you, so you're going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting down low and really stabilize in that position. Also, I think it increases JaVale McGee's, like, Defensive Player of the Year chances. He's going to have to, like, play at a high level all year. Also, offensively, he's going to have to score more now. Because, again, you losing the guy in Boogie, who I even think off the bench, he would have been 6th man of the year contention. I think that he's a guy that could have been like a, you know, like how Bill Walton was for those Boston Celtics teams in the 80s. I think it was the 85 Celtics, if I'm not mistaken, 85, 86 Celtics, how Bill Walton was when he came there. I'm pretty sure he was a 6th man of the year that year, if I'm not mistaken. Let me actually look it up for you guys. Let's see. Yeah, 6th man of the year in 86. So that was the 85, 86 Celtics. Bill Walton that year averaged 7, 2, and 6 and a block. But I'm pretty sure that his numbers don't do what he did for that team justice. I'm pretty sure he you know, was worth more than just those numbers. And in the playoffs, he gave you 7, 6, and 1. But again, I'm pretty sure it's one of those situations where it's like just reading the numbers doesn't really justify everything that he did for that basketball team. But I thought that Boogie could have been a guy like that, but with even better stats. I mean, again, if we look at last year, I've said many times, when he came, well, he started for the Warriors, but still, he was giving you 16 and 10. When he was out there, he was giving you 16 and 10. You know, so I think it's super, super unfortunate, man. I just keep going back to the word unfortunate because it really is. I mean, for Boogie himself, it's horrible. It sucks. Prayers up to Boogie. And for the Lakers, man, I think that's just a huge, huge catastrophic loss. Again, all isn't lost. You know, there's still quality guys out there. Like I said, Mozgov is out there. Fareed is out there. You know, you got a guy like I mean, even Zaza's out there if you want to pick up Zaza. Joakim Noah, who I think is probably the best option, he's out there. Nene, who could also give you some offensive punch. Nene is still out there. But, again, none of those names are Boogie, and none of them can bring what Boogie brings to the table. I mean, you talk about a guy who, when healthy, again, I don't know if we're ever going to see that Boogie. We probably, at this point, won't ever see that Boogie again. There's been too many injuries now. But when healthy, he was, I mean, one of the greatest centers that have one of the most versatile centers that you've seen play the game of basketball. And I mean, he might be completely robbed of that now, which sucks for him. Sucks for people who, you know, will never get to see prime Boogie. Like, I don't think too many people were watching those Sacramento Kings teams and watching Boogie play. I was, because I mean, look, I live in LA. That's around the time which I first moved to LA. So a lot of the times, and again, I hated watching the Warriors because I don't like watching the way the Warriors played basketball before Kevin Durant got there. So I would be watching like Kings and Suns games over Warriors games. So I would watch Boogie. Like, I remember when Boogie scored those 56 points. I watched that game. You know, like, I would watch a lot of those Boogie's games. So those Boogie Kings games. So I remember that Boogie, you know. I remember who that guy was. I remember the guy who would bring the ball up court, cross you up, go to the rim and dunk on you, or shoot a step back three. Like, I remember that Boogie. You know, I don't think we'll ever see that Boogie again, which is unfortunate. And yeah, I mean, when you look at as far as like the upper echelon of LA teams, I mean, I think I will put the Lakers around, like, if healthy, I don't know if they're better than the Warriors now. I think it's kind of a more even matchup now. If the Warriors are healthy. I think that they're definitely below the Clippers. I think that the Lakers are possibly below the Rockets. Well, probably below the Rockets as well. I've seen Capella in team play, And now Capella doesn't even have to worry about guarding Boogie now, which I thought would be like the one thing that would be a little bit difficult for Capella is handling Boogie. But now he just has to worry about guarding AD. Capella has done a decent job on Anthony Davis before, especially when he was in New Orleans. You know, I've seen games in which he played against AD, and granted, you're not going to shut AD down, but he definitely can do a decent job defending Anthony Davis. I think that if you put the Rockets and the Lakers in the series right now, I have to get the Rockets the advantage, at least just on paper. I have to get them the advantage. I think the backcourt is a clear-cut advantage for the Rockets, and I think that the only place that they had a real advantage was maybe the front court, especially considering the size mismatch. Having Capella and Tucker out there for Boogie and Anthony Davis, that's not going to work, but I feel more confident about that working against JaVale McGee and Anthony Davis, or against Anthony Davis and whichever center you want to bring in for them now. And they have Tyson. So I think that that sucks for the Lakers, man. Like, that really, really sucks. And it sucks that, at least for the past 2 years really, we've never seen this Lakers, 3 years, honestly, because Lonzo wasn't even healthy his rookie year. So we've never seen this Lakers roster that the organization actually put together actually be able to take the court, which sucks. So we don't know what this Lakers team could have possibly become over this past 3 year, little run, this 3 year stage, because they've been hurt. So yeah, man, prayers up for Boogie. That sucks. And man, I don't. Man, I really think this puts a damper on the Lakers' title chances. Not even lying to you. I mean, even if, let's say, you by some reason get to the finals, now you got to worry about guarding. Let's say you got to guard. If it's Philly, you got to guard Embiid. If Embiid is healthy, I think that. I mean, AD can guard Embiid, JaVale can guard Embiid, but if AD is stuck on Embiid and Embiid decides, I'm going to play in the post, I think guarding Embiid in the post takes a lot of energy away from Boogie on off, not from Boogie, but from Anthony Davis on offense. Whereas if you at least just had the body of Boogie down there, obviously Boogie's not necessarily the greatest defender, but he's still a body. That it drains energy to just go out there and bang with Boogie, even for 20 minutes. So I think this severely hurts their title chances. I mean, look, they got Bron, they got AD, they can still be a great team, but I think that losing Boogie severely hurts the Lakers. And yeah, man, Pavy Daily Takes.